Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Ritual League 3.13. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you guys my broken Atlas strategy. It's the current thing I came up with. I spent 3 days playtesting this, and I would like to reveal it. So I'll start off by explaining the strategy so you understand, and then I'll actually explain all the things I did to make it function. So the main idea behind it is this Lex Ejoris dropping maps that have free Delirium orbs on them, and then when you run the Delirium orbs in this specific area, you have a 15% chance to get 3 additional rewards, and more bosses, more simulacrum splinters, more cluster jewels, and I get a lot of the small cluster jewels. They're worthless. And so the main thing is Lex Ejoris dropping maps, and then the maps are automatically Delirium orbed. So what I did to start this is, well, some of the minimum requirements, obviously, you should have probably is like completing your Atlas. Probably a good idea to increase map drops, map sustain, etc. It's just, why not complete it? It's free bonus, basically. So the more you do, the better, obviously. And put in all your watchstones except for one. So each area is only T11 to T13 or T10 to T13, so it doesn't drop the only T14s to T16s will drop in Lex Ejoris, which this is part of the trick. So now you'll see that technically I'm only Awakener 7, and this is with the extra Awakening level bonus from the middle Atlas, which I have a video on how to unlock this middle Atlas. But basically, I take out one watchstone from each area so that I do not drop these maps between tier 14 to 16, so I only sustain the corner. And the reason I only want to drop the corner of these 14 to 16 is because if I'm going to be dropping Delirium layered maps, free maps with Delirium orbs on them, then I would want to have them only drop in this area, because this is the only area that gives you a benefit for running Delirium on the map. Because this is a Delirium mirror, Delirium fog, and about the distance, which is more of the fog. And so this doesn't actually help Delirium, and so I find that the best place to use Delirium orb maps is here, and you're getting them for free. So this is the crazy part. Because you take out the one watchstone from every single area and you're Awakener 7, you have full Atlas completion. I run... For example, I'm over-sustaining on them. I have 5 burial chambers here, talisman, catalyst, essence, abyss items, weapons, catalyst, delirious. I've also found some that are 5 delirium, 100% delirious orb. Here we have some strand with 20%, 20% shore with this was before I was testing in the beginning, and it was giving me every area, and I was like, oh my god, this isn't very good. I want them only in Lex Ejoris, because that's broken, and I could actually reroll these maps using horizons. You could do it for T16s to get burials, for example. Burials is a natural map for Lex Ejoris, so you can horizon orbit. So then yeah, I have these for Turn's End. This is for Valdo's Rest. This is for Lex Proxima. Look at this Jungle Valley, and these were free. I didn't pay anything, so it's literally printing Delirium orbs, and I'm getting 2 to 3 of these Delirium orbs maps per map. So I'm just over sustaining, and then I'm on top of that. Basically, you have to assume that if it's only 10% of the maps I'm getting these Delirium orbs, I'm over sustaining the rest of the maps way too much. So now I'm up 60 burial chambers on top of all this. I have 11 of these unID'd corrupted perfects. I have some of these like 130 quant juicies. I have tons of normals. We got an elder, and then we're only sustaining obviously now this area. So we'll start to build up our map tab and be able to bulk sell Lex Ejoris, but I think that these maps are basically going to be worthless eventually, because in theory everyone should run their Delirium orbs in the corner, and then we're breaking it with the free Delirium orbs that you can infinitely sustain without spending any fractured fossils or Delirium orbs. So this is like just super fucking broken, because it takes so little investment. It's just completing your Atlas and then playing the free Atlas passive corner. So what I recommend on top of the Delirium is I run the Perandus, Perandus, and I run Friend of the Family. So then I'll actually tell you how I set this up. So I've just mentioned why it works and why I want to do it and how I infinitely sustain, but let's actually explain how I do it now. So this is what I run on the Atlas passives. I run the Kadiro, and then let's say you have a map. I'll get one as an example. So Catalyst, Essence, sure. I would chisel it up, alk it, get some mods. I don't like the max player res minus thing. That usually gets me killed. Beyond seems great, 20% item quant for free, and then you corrupt. We got unID'd for free. And then I'd also look for, before I roll usually the maps, I put Sextants, and I'm looking for pack size or shrines. Shrines are great because they actually work with the new mechanic, the ritual, very well. I find that it actually adds the shrine monsters to the ritual, and I like that. And so I didn't get an unID'd bonus, but I did get the no reflect, which means I actually have a reflect map. I keep them separate in my T16 burials. This is a regen. Whoops, never mind. So I could roll these other 4 in right now, and then see if I get a reflect, and then I could purposefully run the reflect right now because I have the sextant to be able to run reflect for free. So that's cool. One of the big ones we could look for is having unID'd maps give us 30% extra quant. You can look for the strong boxes having 500% quant. I like that one too. And then strong boxes automatically being rare is pretty fun too. So I didn't get a single reflect, but we have all these juicy maps. And then when we actually run one of these, so it only has 3 reward types, for example, right? We have a 15% chance to generate 3 more. So instead of 3, it'll have 6 and 3 random ones. So you could run a shit one. Let's say you have this talisman one and you're like, it's garbage. You have a 15% chance that when you start this, you'll have 3 more rewards and you have another reward that's not listed. So no matter what, even on a 20% delirious, 1 reward is hidden and 1 reward is revealed. When it's 60% delirious, you get 3 rewards revealed and 1 is hidden. And then we have the 3 hidden with this 15% passive in the corner. I fucking love this shit, man. I love this league. It's insane. So then you have the maps ready. This is how I roll the maps. That's how I roll the sextants. I would skip over clusters of barrels, things that add 1 to 3 monsters. I don't care. I want packs, shrines. I don't care about the nemesis. Harbinger's okay. The Harbinger currency shards, yeah. Then I recommend currently what I've been doing is because I'm running burials, I run a divination, rusted div. I'm running rusted cartog because the price was cheaper to run polished cartography than the gilded or the rusted cartog. I'm just going to run whichever one's cheapest, and right now the polished was, so I bought 40. I bought 2x at 45 per x. 45 per x, so I was getting them for less than 2c per. And then the idea behind the Cartography Scarab is we're generating 35% more maps in an area where the maps get free delirium orbs, so map sustain is just completely broken. I'm printing money in an unethical way. So the map sustain, well, I like to add Perandus, and this is part of, so we have this on the skill tree too. I pointed out the Atlas passive skill tree. Area contains an additional Perandus chest and has a 20% chance to contain Kadiro Perandus. Then you have Kadiro Perandus offers the rarest of 5 chosen items. I've already been offered NX twice, and I got Shavron's wrappings, and that I sold for 90C. Basically, I made 40C profit on both of the X, and I made a 40C profit on the Shavron's wrappings. It's been pretty cool. It's been pretty fun, and I just want to get a headhunter out of it or a mirror or something. I don't care. And it's 5 times better than a normal Kadiro, so I kind of like it. And the way you make it work is you just put 1 Kadiro on your map. So 66 plus the 20, and then maybe some increased effect. And it feels like I get Kadiro every time except for like 1 in 100, 2 in 100. So all I need is a polished plus this node on the skill tree, and I'm getting it almost 100% of the time. I don't need a gilded or the infused Perandus, for example, or a Perandus on my map device. It's pretty good, just this. Eventually I could run just the rusted Perandus with Perandus on my map device, but either way, I'm trying out the Perandus meme. I don't like the Metamorph. I think this is it doesn't work or something. I don't know what's going on, or the doubling isn't actually doubling of the loot you get, and it's more just double of rewards, which is mislead. Like, it was hard to know if it was even working or not. After taking it off, it kind of does feel like it was working, but it's hard to tell because it wasn't doubling. Doubles is like, oh, I dropped a golden oil and I got 2. This shit is like, it's giving me more loot, and it's very unclear if it was or not, or did I just get a lucky metamorph, or you know, and then I get a shit one and it gives me nothing, and I can't tell if it's even fucking working, which really sucks. I don't like that. It probably doesn't work. Anyways, I recommend the Perandus, and then my last one is I normally would run a Rusted Harbinger or a Rusted Metamorph. So I still run a Metamorph in this area because Metamorph just adds extra monsters to the map and rewards at the end without having to slow down or do anything. It's just you clear the map and then at the end, boom, extra Metamorph. This, as you're clearing, you get extra Headhunter buffs, you get extra monsters. It's pretty nice. Harbingers, Ancient Shards, you know, pretty good. Exalted Shards, why not? Highly recommend either of those. And then if you roll a Sextant for the strongbox, you can run the strongbox Scarab. So I've had Gilded Ambush, for example, I've been using. I bought them, they were pretty cheap. I was selling them at like 8C or something. It's not too bad, but yeah, pretty much a Harbinger or the Metamorph as your last one. And then the way I have the 5-way map device, in case you don't have this, because I'm running 4 and 1, you're like, what the hell? I only have a 4 map device. Which one would I take out? Obvious, definitely this one. You want the map, you want the div, and you want the Perandus. This is your core for this strategy. And then the extra is a Metamorph or a Harbinger or a strongbox or whatever you're doing special. I also like to use my beast on this. I also like Beyond. Sometimes I won't. If it's like really bad, if it's a really bad map where like minus max res, maybe like double projectile, barren tier 3 influence, yeah, I don't want to run fucking extra shit that makes it even harder and even longer. I want to clear that shit and get out and move on to the next one that isn't that, because that's just too insane for me currently. So how you get that is you would run your 4-way Legion. So you take a Karui, Eternal, Templar, and Val, and you run this 4-way, and then when you complete the encounter, so the 5 minutes of fighting these bosses and resummoning it by going into the middle, you can unlock this 5-way. You can also invite more people and do this with 6 and split the cost and shit. That's what I did on stream, because why not unlock it with 6 people? It's better than doing it by yourself. That's how most things are when they're expensive, big unlocks like this. Do them with more people. So maybe there'll even be a rota for it. Or you can start a rota in global 820, or maybe trade 820 for it. You have to actually open them up. Maybe you could start hosting. Pretty cool. Either way, this strategy is completely fucking insane. Highly recommend. It pretty much just takes the complete the base Atlas stuff, and then you're just abusing the passive in the corner. And I think you could do this sooner, because you could buy watchstones, which you could buy the magics, and you can buy the uniques. If you don't run the other areas, it doesn't matter. You're only running Lex Ejoris. It's just for the extra awakening bonus, and maybe you buy the maps to go complete them, and maps are starting to become cheaper because everyone's just printing fucking maps now. And then you just, yeah, isolate this area with your 4 watchstones and just run this shit. So you could buy these watchstones to already level this up, and you could start it by buying some of these maps if you already have really high completion. I don't know. Probably not. Just complete your Atlas. Better idea. And then you can run this corner, and I fucking love it. I'm going to be doing more of this on stream. It's absolutely insane. Highly recommend. Super. Is there anything else I need to mention for this? So that... Oh! Small thing I'll throw in here. While you're doing these juicy maps, or in general juicy maps, T16 plus, and you're playing, the way you use these ritual vessels is when you kill a ritual, like the beginning, keep track of how long it takes you to clear to start the ritual, and like the amount of monsters you kill. Because I've found an 197 ritual vessel of monsters. And so pretty much I'm now going for the most monsters in a ritual vessel possible. And so just keep track of your rituals when you clear them, guys. And if you find one that it's like, what the fuck? This had 800 monsters to start the ritual. Yeah. Store that when you beat it. That's the whole problem. They make you beat it. It's like a delve node. To get your ritual vessel, this is the true power. To get your ritual vessel of that ritual, you have to beat it. It's delve, dude. In a map, 3 to 4 times, 3 to 4 delve nodes in a map. It's absolute insanity. Ritual is amazing. So ritual vessels are insane in the end game, and you just capture the really big rituals. It's hard to tell sometimes. It feels really buggy because a lot of things don't interact. Like some of the Beyond spawns, some of the Delirium spawns, Breach doesn't work. There's so many things that don't work, or it's kind of frustrating. And then things that do work are like Shrine, the Influence, strong boxes. It's Legion for now. Generals won't work after the patch. I don't know, it's pretty interesting, but this is mostly a video about this, but I wanted to include that, well, while you're doing this is part of it, is like, hey, look out for your ritual vessels. I know it's not a ritual video, but it's kind of part of my juicing strategy. I want to make sure you're not missing out on anything, because I'm trying to help you. I think we're good. That's everything. That's a lot, though. Highly recommend doing this strat. I'm gonna keep doing it, and I think this is the end game strat, because I can't. No other. I'll talk about the other areas in different videos, more specialized for each one, because they're obviously each other area is also good for its own unique thing. But this is like the ultimate. This is the great of the great, the best of the best. Nothing beats it. I don't think it's too good. You can also, like I said, switch to the Metamorph, and then. For super juicing, Metamorph's probably better than the Kadiro, but the Kadiro memes, man. And the Metamorph doesn't feel that good, I'm telling you. It's so weird. My Metamorphs, I've dropped more X without it than I did with it. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys enjoy this strategy. I hope this helps you as much as it did me. It's fucking insane. It's the thing that made the Atlas actually feel good now. Nothing I was doing before this was feeling good enough to beat, for example, Heist and Blight. This can beat it. I'm confident, and it's free as fuck. No Delirium orbs purchased or anything. Easy, infinite sustain. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon and my YouTube members who financially support the channel. I can't do this without you guys, so thank you guys for all the support. And thank you to anyone new who joins the Patreon and the YouTube members today. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!